is one school in Kansas City, Missouri that is an all-women school that preaches about how women should always accept the way they look. That's why it was kind of strange when St. Teresa's Academy High School photoshopped the images of all of their students for their ID pictures. Now, their ID pictures are also supposed to be utilized for their yearbooks, and when the students got the pictures back, they were kind of shocked to see how dramatically they were photoshopped. So there's a before and after example for you guys. Now, if you can pay really close attention, you can see that her freckles were photoshopped off. The skin coloring is a little different, but I think the most jarring element of this is the fact that her face is significantly slimmer, which is insulting because it's implying that she has a fat face, and I'm sure students don't take kindly to that kind of stuff. So DeCloud Studios actually claimed that they accidentally photoshopped these pictures because they have this automatic way of putting all of their images through some sort of software that immediately cleans the images up, right? So the school administrators did not sign off on this, and DeCloud Studios has apologized for it. But I do think that it's really interesting that they have this automatic way of just photoshopping all images regardless of what students want. Zoe Royer is a student at the school, and she said that her photos were really, really upsetting, and she posted this on Reddit, which is why it got a lot of media attention. Look, I think that it's a really, really bad idea to automatically do things like this. Then you run into these types of issues. You should give students the option if they do want to get their pictures photoshopped, but it's insulting to assume that they have issues with their face or the way that they look. What do you guys think? Andy, make your point.
Really, how dumb do they think that we are? This idea of like that there's a batch process for Photoshop that can just selectively make your face thinner is just bullshit. Like I know a little bit about computers and technology, enough to know that that does not exist.
Really?
And that absolutely someone had to go in there and selectively, I mean, you can run a process that takes detail out of it.
You can optimize it,
right,
you
skin,
can sharpen it,
but
you can't like shave off someone's face automatically.
No.
That is
it's crazy.
That's such bullshit.
So
they lie.
I'm a Photoshop noob. I know nothing about Photoshop other than it's utilized for all images that we see in mainstream media. But I was like, I don't know, maybe that technology does exist. That sounds crazy, but
see, they're hoping that people don't know, and that we're just uneducated about that kind of stuff. But that does not exist.
Wow.
I mean, I don't think it does. I mean, I would leave it to the YouTube commenters to find something like that. Maybe.
Kim, what do you think about this?
If it existed, there would be so many horrific-looking students with like half their face gone and an eye up here.
Yeah, it wouldn't be that perfect.
That's not a thing. You can sharpen, you can color correct. You don't lose a significant chunk of your face in such a perfect manner.
Yeah.
I mean, they definitely did this on purpose, and this is horrible. Yes, you're right. She should have gotten the choice. And secondly, like, how passive-aggressive can you be? Like, hey, maybe you should lose some weight, according to me, a stranger who you'll never meet.
Right.
Yeah, and this school really does preach about how you should accept the way you look and that you should be proud of your image and all of that. And so the students were really, really shocked when they saw the images. All right, so here's the question. What is one physical trait that you would not want photoshopped under any circumstance? Oftentimes we talk about what kind of plastic surgery procedure we'd like to get and what we'd like to change. But what's one physical element that you're really proud of and you would never want photoshopped? Andy?
I have no care whatsoever. It's like, if it's gonna make it look better, go for it. Like I have no, I'm not attached to, I mean, I think honestly, like I feel like even thinking about it sort of makes me feel like a sociopath at least a little bit, to be like, you know what, I have an amazing, unbelievably pointy nose, and let's make sure that doesn't get touched ever.
No,
like,
the funny thing is,
for me it's different because I think I'm a guy too, and it's just like I don't care.
This story has totally deflated my ego because I realized A, I'm really dumb on Photoshop, and B, I'm also a sociopath because there are things about me that I wouldn't want Photoshopped. And I'll tell you what they are in a minute, but I want Kim to jump in first.
My personality. You know, I wouldn't like to be photoshopped to look one race or the other. I'm mixed race, and it took me a long time to be comfortable with that. Growing up, you know, as kids, it can be really cruel and divisive.
Me too, clearly.
And I would not like to have my eyes rounded or made more slanty or anything like that.
Yeah.
I'm happy the way I am, which is mixed.
That's a really good answer because it's part of your identity. I mean, it's one thing to not be comfortable with one physical trait, but it's another thing to have like your ethnicity or your background, your culture kind of photoshopped off your face. That'd be crazy. I wouldn't want anyone to Photoshop my legs. I have really good legs. That's it. I'm going to leave it right there. Tell us what you guys think. What's one physical trait that you would not want photoshopped under any circumstance? And what do you make of this yearbook picture story? I should note that the school is making sure that the unedited versions of the photos will appear in the yearbook. So they're doing what they can to make things right. But what do you think about this? Do you think that it's much to do about nothing, or do you think that the students are justified in being upset? Share your comments in the section below, and we'll see you guys soon.